Thank you, Father, for all things. I gotta shut that right now. Thank you for the good, the bad. We're supposed to thank you for not just the good, but the good and the bad. So at this point, thank you for all things, for creating all things. We got this generator going. I think we'll be all right. We got, yes, again, thank you. How you doing, Lion? Try to give a little bit of an update here. Just thanking Father for always try to give him thanks first for all things. Been in prayer this morning with him and Shiloh, and just showing me more clear again. Some things take a while to come to fruition, so gotta go with what I know. Go with what my instinct, or what my eternal instinct tells me, is that mobility is everything, and I'm going to continue to focus on that. I've tried to get some other things done. I just can't seem to make any progress. So I hope you have a mobility plan. And I hope you have a strong conviction in the Word, because it's the only thing that's going to give you any kind of, probably deception is abound, and it's the rate of change is alarming. It's very alarming, but it is what it is. It just makes me realize when I look at my own life that I'm not quite as prepared as I would like to be, but that's okay. He's being merciful with time and with me, and hopefully he'll allow me to do this in a timely fashion. And timing is everything. So time is an illusion, if you will. Remember, it's what you do with time that's more important than time itself. What you chase with your time, maybe that's what you love, your karak, your character. So appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to push that on you. I'm going to push this meek, get away from chaos, get away from violence, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove, the wings of an angel, the woman, the bride. And that's not a literal like feminine gender. The bride is the bride of Christ. She'll be given the wings of an angel. That's the tree of life, your brothers and your sister and your mother. Those that do the will of the Father, they'll be the ones that the Father loves, Shiloh loves. They'll be given the wings of an angel. They'll flee to the wilderness, that is in the desert, and they'll be given the safety during this time. Staggering, again, alarming change. Trudeau steps down, and Trump's talking about the 51st state, that many Canadians want to America be the 51st state. His son is in Greenland. This is staggering, but it's okay. I hope you have extra oil, and that's going to be more important right now than anything. Stay in the Word, be in the Word, not of the world. You're going to have to still stay here. He said you have to endure to the end. That means you have to try as hard as you can. You can't get a Second Amendment item and blow your freaking head through through the roof of your building that you're in. You have to stay in the game. You got skin in it, so flesh, cut it off. Paul said, circumcise it. You got to be here. You got to endure to the end if you want to be saved. So those that endure to the end are the bride. Those that will not be deceived will not have their names blotted out by self-pornea. So, yeah, I know it's disgusting. That is filthy. I don't like that either. Thank you, Lion, for somebody up north speaking up. Thank you. It's all about that. And you see what's coming. It's not going to stop, Lion. This is not going to stop. It's time to be ready. I hope you have some kick, but some Toyota. Get a Toyota and get it put away. It's like extra oil. That way, if you got to go, you can get out of there. We don't know what they're going to do. This whole thing is coming undone. They're unraveling. I've seen what happened up in those provinces up there, taking all those Second Amendment items and giving them to Ukraine. Those aren't even hardened for battle type, and this is all, I'm against this. I'm a meek man, not a weak man. So you must be wise as a serpent. Yeah, because we just paper over everything. $36 trillion, $36 trillion, 36 plus unfunded liabilities, 200 trillion. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the debt from the school, all the education, call it. It's unsustainable. So it's just eating everything around it. So thank you, Lion, for being a testament of what's going on. At least not having your head so far in the sand that you still can't look up and look around and see what's going on. I mean, you need to look down these rabbit holes, guys, but you don't go down the hole. Okay, some people like just put their head in the sand. It's Alice in Wonderland. They want you to go down one hole and not come back out, get you trapped. So even though I don't want to look at this stuff and I just want to run away and fish and never see any of this ever again, I still come on here because it's very important that we fellowship and we, until the end, we use our tools that Father gave us. So if you have a tool called a Toyota and you're not a tool, and using you like a tool, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. And gentle means get the flock out of Dodge. Not a Dodge, not a Jeep, not a Chevy, not a Mazda, but a Toyota. Nothing goes and runs through your own road. You're going to blaze your own trail if you have to. Get away from chaos. Get away from people. Could you go anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere by, they used to do it on a horse, but could you do it on what today's modern horse? Use these tools. So that's what I'm saying. And you don't even, these things are so amazing, and the prices of them are finally coming down because they were way overbought, and they're worth it. People are doing it. People are getting prepared. They're shipping them out of this country as fast as they can. They're cutting them in half and putting them in shipping containers, and because they use them to run food and things like that. So I'm going to continue to push this narrative of mobility is key. Mobility is everything. Wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. You must have an exit plan. You can't, it's either fight or flight for what you have. Don't fight for anything. He said, if somebody comes to take what you have, don't fight them for it. So you better have already exited and away. It is what it is. I know many are called, but few are chosen. So I haven't found anybody who's very serious other than now Kevin is very serious about this, and his Toyota's so amazing. We came down the driveway yesterday and it's getting to be a wreck, and that thing just stays on top of it like nothing, and it's pretty much stock. So although we paid quite a bit for his, that thing will last another 50 years. So what a good sound investment that he made with his hard work and labor. So this is what I'm continue to try to talk about, is you're going to have some kind of way to, you're going to get caught up in what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Outstanding, Lion. Thank you so much, man, for taking me. I mean, it's not like having see Humble at 80 Hilux, and those have come down. I looked at one today and it was like $3,000 with a top or a cap on it, and it was nice. It was all bone stock. Somebody had done some paint on the front of it, but it was like white and blue. It was a trick little job. It really wasn't much of a, brought it down the camper, but it was a blue truck, and they painted like part of that topper and part of the back of the truck white. It just looked good. It was just something. It looked like it'd been on there. Somebody did it from the 80s, and it was a trick little truck. Had a lot. The 22 had a 22R in it, so somebody upgraded it from that. I believe it came with a 20R back in the day. So just a nice, nothing done to it. Nothing. Didn't look like it was clapped out or, I don't know if you use that term, but like ran down and run hard. And you can run them hard and they'll still go. So it's just a wise move. It's not like, you can have any vehicle. People have $100,000 vehicles. Ross comes in here and he needs something like that for his work, but you leave $100,000 vehicle in, see, they know this is coming, because you got to remember, you got something that's EMP proof too. When you go to that older model, you got something electromagnetic pulse, solar flare. Doesn't matter if it's nefarious or not. This sun's going to do it sooner or later. They'll do it sooner or later, just to pull the switch for a minute so they can pull their new switch and flick on their new system. But either way, thank you for being wise about this, because This is something that, you know, and then you go fishing and chase waterfalls and things out, get away from nature. And you got a lot of that up there in the north. All those problems. This is such a beautiful place up there. Canada is a freaking wonderland. Again, I do appreciate, God, man, I can't not believe what I'm hearing. And that's fine. I mean, I know you're up there, but I'm not fooled by this. I hope you're paying attention, Lion, what's going on. That's a massive, massive chess move was just made again on the board. They just, Trudeau, did you see that shit? His papers flying away before he came out to the house. Then he came up there, and I didn't watch the speech, but I was watching Nate this morning before I came on too, and because I got up early. And all blessings to Father for putting me through this hard life so we can all learn together, because we'll all go through the hard knocks, school of hard knocks, right? Some of us need two black eyes. You know? So I guess, you know, that's just the way it is. But some of us learn the hard way. Cool. So you watched what he said, and then you've seen him come out and all those papers. So I guess Nate said he nailed it. You know, he's obviously really good. You know, that's what they do. They're actors. When you want to retire, becoming an actor, you become a politician, right? Poly meaning many, and tick meaning bloodsucker. So politicians are many bloodsuckers. He's just another one of the. But that's a massive move. And then did you see that? You know, Trump's son went into Greenland and said, you know, Greenland is MAGA. I mean, they're making huge pieces on the chessboard right now, massive pieces. You know, if you remember NAFTA, you know, the North Alliance Free Trade Alliance. Yeah, I've been busy, man. I've been all this stuff. I went into court yesterday. You would not believe what happened. Father just beats the snot out of me, guys. You would not believe what that judge did. Ain't no judge. I call him Dave's not here, Vandenberg, and I'm not going to go into that right now, guys. It is what it is. Find some mobility. They're just extending it, you know, whatever. They're when you're telling the supposed clown judge in the black suit, you can't fire an attorney you don't pay for. You have to correct the clown Chuck E. Cheese fake mannequin in there. He's a mannequin, man. Dave in the new district. I said I was going to talk about it. All right, I'm moving on. Yes, see, there we go. There's massive. See, do you realize the resources there too? And if you look at, yeah, you got it. Some of you, thanks for paying attention. Again, Lion, because this is, you know, this is, people don't want to think we're at war. We're at war, man. There's a massive world war going on right now. Just because it isn't in the northern hemisphere doesn't mean that it's not pretty much everywhere else almost, you know. And so not all wars, again, are with, you know, ordnances falling, big explosions. All wars in America are started with tariffs, embargoes, and sanctions. We saw that during the first Trump administration. And we've always, this is just, you know, it's incredible. It's Yep. See what I'm saying? They're making resource moves right now. They're making massive resource moves. This is a resource. They're calling it the golden age, and it's not the golden age, brothers and sisters. This is the age of clay, where the iron will not cleave with watery clay in Daniel. We were in the last book. Do not be deceived. Although there'll be a run-up and things like this, they're making their chess moves because they know the big show is about to come that I've told you, Operation Popeye, that nobody else is talking about. Operation Love Boat, Operation Fantasy Island, the big eye in the sky, the mothership that they're about to pull off with their electrogravitics and their rubbing of the sky with aluminum for decades to create a big sky show for your eyes. Visualize the lies in the skies to your eyes. I see it as plain as this nose on my face, that it's not, they're not going to deceive my eyes. I know this is all a bunch of big Chuck E. Cheese robots. This is I saw one yesterday. I'll talk about it. This new chief of finance. Hey, what's up, chief of finance? Finally got to meet this new chief of finance, supposed prosecuting district attorney. Looks like the bear jamboree at Disneyland. You know, those big round, they got, I don't mean to go, it's shaped like a pear, you know, couldn't even wear a clean pair of pants. I'm off the grid, and at least I don't go by their nonsense, but Yeah, at least I brought witness. And then, when I left, I want to tell you too, because I kind of, it's not like I really care about anything about the country. I don't hate the sinner. I hate the sin. So I can be as hateful as I want. I ain't listening to none of these lollipop religious idiots. I define. Remember, I read. I study this word. I know judge with righteous judgment. I had somebody judge me yesterday, be judgmental about what I was saying about Mr. Dirty Pants, and they're like, you're being fleshy. And I'm like, thank you for putting the word on me. Judge me with the word. Put the word on me. That's how you do it. So they're in a really tough place too, but that's what they did. They put the word on me. So you're being Broadway, but at least, out of some kind of, and then I showed, because I was talking to Kevin the last, Ted Martin, and he slicked out all the time. If you hold a position of some kind of thing, I don't know, maybe it's because I was a veteran or something, but I couldn't think that he couldn't come in there, look like the pants that he wore from college or something. He's pretty young. Looks like he's in his early. They just got a minion in a suit. He's a Chuck E. Cheese jamboree bear is all he is to me. Another teddy bear Martin to the big time jamboree bear. So anyways, moving on. I'm not going to be too concerned. He didn't even know what chief of finance meant. So he's just another minion in another big show. He probably weighs about 500 pounds, 450 pounds. He's not a small guy. So, he should have spoke up yesterday. He didn't say anything. He just sat there, allowed all that to happen in his clown show. As I'm correcting Dave's not here, Vandenberg, the clerk, acting as a judge, and a man in a black robe has no judicial crying. What are you talking about there? Are you Kauai? Are you from the islands or something? You're claiming to be something judges. I don't think you know what a judge is, but never mind. I'm not going to sit there and address idiocracy in this. So anyways, Lion, isn't that disgusting how, they're trying to make this combination of this, union here, and even in this union, there's no constitution. This is a corporation. Leave. You're not doing anything. You're just an idiot. You don't know your back hole from your front hole, and you don't know what you're talking about. You're not trying to do anything but stir the pot, but that's okay. Do you know where my son's at? Do you know where he's at? Tell me where he's at, because that's what I told his attorney yesterday. Tell me where my son's at. Are you in on this? Are you in on this? In front of everybody. And then this big clown, check this out, guys. They started the courtroom, proceeding. And so this elected, because I'm asking him, you know what affirmative defense is? You know what justification defense is? And this is the sheriff, the older sheriff in there, the one I told him I was going to fill out a FOIA request on him. He right out in front of everybody, the whole thing. He says, you're an asshole. His first thing, he said, oh, I'm an asshole because I'm asserting my rights, my First Amendment rights in here. He calls me an asshole. So then he goes over to this new chief of finance. He doesn't even know he's the chief of finance. Supposedly this incoming pretended, chief of finance, district attorney, prosecuting attorney. And he goes over there. The guy goes over there and he gets his tie and he goes over to the brand new. This is his first day in there that I've ever seen him. And he straightens the dude's tie up. And it was perfect, right? I mean, it was perfect. I don't know. I probably can't even do it right now because they're just sitting there watching this, so organic. They brought in like 11, Ken was there like 4, 5, 6 uniformed officers. I don't know. They just kept piling him in. It was just me too. This time they didn't front run me in front of everybody or put me on the back. They cleared everybody out and made sure I had the courtroom by myself. There weren't even that many people, and there was people in there before there was court. Obviously, they were having, some kind of kangaroo, whatever proceeding, another one of these merchant proceedings. But anyway, so they all come out, and there's only one uniformed cop. For me, they bring in like 5 uniformed cops, and they got the other ones there, investigator. John Mogul, the guy, you should be in prison right now, or you know that? You trespassed on my property 18 times. I did it all out here. Whatever. He looks like Chunk from Goonies. You go look at it. It's on the live stream. So anyways, this freaking sheriff, who's the old guy, whatever, he's the taller guy that I told you, and the new district attorney comes over with his dirty pants and he straightens his tie for him. And I make just the biggest kissing sound. Like just in front of everybody, I go, kiss ass, like that in front of everybody, all those people, all this. What a, you're going to sit there and straighten, because he said you're going to vote for me. I think he's the new incoming district attorney. And it's pretty funny that failure, put this community's public safety in jeopardy. Failure Michael Taylor, who's leaving on the 31st of this month, talked about having new blood. And this crackpot guy over here, this sheriff guy, he said, are you going to vote for me? And I said, I don't contract with tyrants, is what I said to him. So I had witness, because Kevin went again with me. So what a clown show. And then at the end, too, guys, because I'm going to wrap this up, I had to correct Dave. He's sitting there telling me, well, do you want an attorney? I'm like, he said, well, you fired your attorney. I said, listen, Dave, you can't. I said, Dave, listen, Dave, you can't fire an attorney you don't pay for. And then I said, are you serious? Or something like that. I think that's what I said, because I talked to, and then I said, listen, you cannot. I asked for the attorney to file a motion immediately, because he asked, do you want an attorney? I said, I want you to immediately file a motion to dismiss all charges, is what I said to him. That was my return. And then he said something, well, you asked for your attorney to be fired. And that guy didn't do anything. Remember, I went to that hearing and were able to subrogate the merchant number, the bond, put the Dave Vanderberg on notice of liability, and the whole court and all the proceedings in this case on notice of liability 4 times. Tell him, hey, I'm taking power of attorney over this merchant number, and you call it a bond, but I'm going to challenge your judicial capacity, and I'm going to exercise my right to subrogate that bond. And the only way you're going to get it back is if you can prove that you're operating in an Article 3 court. And if not, RDC already took over that by power of attorney, and by subrogation, they can't it freezes us up. That money doesn't go anywhere now. There's no money in the case. That's why they chose to vacate the case. That's why when I went there, I'm like, why did you have me drive all the way down here? Why'd you have me drive all the way down here? Well, to see if you had an attorney. And then Dan Spencer, my son's attorney, as I said, where's my son at? Are you in on this? Represented me again. This freaking idiot, Dan Spencer, the attorney in Lake County, is such a criminal. He doesn't even know his own. Like, I'm sitting there having to tell Dave Vanderberg, the clown judge, operating as a clerk, not any judicial capacity under Article 3 court, which is only one in the U.S., which I explained to them. Are we in an Article 3? We're in an Article 4 court. So this is not, this is territorial, which is administrative, and you're not operating in a judicial capacity. And I said that again yesterday. So these idiots are just, they don't even know the law. They're idiots. It means they just don't know. They don't even, this Dave Vanderberg doesn't even know how to operate in his own clown merchant courtroom, his kangaroo court. It's disgusting. He doesn't even have the right vernacular, legal vernacular description. That's what I asked. That's why I asked that. What is the word? What is affirmative defense? What is justification defense? You're an asshole. That's what I get called in a courtroom. This kangaroo court for asking the sheriff who's asking me if I'm going to vote for him. Thanks, I appreciate it. Let me go up. It's just this. I gave an update. What happened? It's just filthy. It's got to be documented, and it all will be by FOIA requests for all these hearings. This is what went on yesterday, and I did tell the judge, so you're going to continue to violate my 6th Amendment by not giving me fair trial, 5th Amendment, or Miranda rights. 5th Amendment is to shut up, but my Miranda rights, adequate counsel, speedy and fair trial under my 6th Amendment. And he goes, yep, we're going to continue. Yep, we will. So in open court, there's a $500,000, $5 million lawsuit if whatever they chose to take their portion or whatever, out of it, just for that one thing to sit there. And I told him in court, so you're going to continue to violate my 6th Amendment right to fair trial, speedy trial. and my Miranda rights adequate counsel. Yes, we are. That was his thing. That's a violation right there. That judge is done. He is done. And he eventually will never, because that's the last thing I said before you go. When I walked out of there before you go lying, I said, hey, and when I get my son's 180 hours proven, everybody in this case, you're all going to prison. That's what I said. All right, you can go now, lying. No, you can stay or go whenever you want. But that's what I said. And I walked out of the courtroom because I ain't having this nonsense. Sit there and that's what I told them. They're sit there all day and threaten people to go to prison and jail and throw them in their cage. And that was the last thing they got from me. Yep. When I get my son's 180 hours documented, because see, this is disgusting. I already have all the hours to prove that. I could prove it 50 ways and have with all my discovery and suppression. I went to go get evidence down at the clerk's office to try to get all the tapes, and they told me, you got to go through the district attorney and get his approval. No, you can't suppress my evidence. Under right of discovery, suppression, the judge in there. So, do you want to represent yourself? I'm like, I never even said that, guys. Even Kevin was laughing. He's like, oh my God, dude. I know it's disgusting. One day it will be, though, Lion. One day all these judges and everything will serve time. Because I said that when I walked out of that kangaroo court. I said, and when my son's 180 hours are proven, everybody in this case, you're all going to prison. And I walked out of there. Because I ain't having, they just extended it for another month. And my son is missing. My daughter is freaking missing. And they already shot my son. They already kidnapped my daughter once. I can show that. They did it to themselves. They didn't even have any warrant. Not anything on paper, nothing written. You can't, Miranda, you can't take somebody's body. If you're going to cost somebody's body under criminal prosecution, you have to have a warrant signed by a judge. You have to show cause, probable cause. They didn't have that day. They were in so much trouble. Dan Spencer represented me again. Well, I'll look for an attorney for him. This dude can't even give my son adequate counsel. I think my son knew that they were preparing a conviction, but I can't even figure it out because my son was in open court in October. But when I went there to his trial, they said he went missing in September. Now, what the is going on here? How the hell did he go missing in September when I was there? Kevin was in that courtroom. I was on this live stream and told everybody, hey, he was there he was on the phone. How was he there in October and he went missing in September? And then they gave me in November a summons to appear in his case in December, and he went missing in September. Now, what the is going on, and where is my daughter? That's why I told that attorney yesterday, Dan Spencer, where is my son, and are you in on this? Because they're doing something. My son is missing, and nobody wants to take this seriously, you know? And so it will be, I'm glad that I have a higher power that's keeping me lifted, getting me up every day, because yesterday was just a nightmare, an absolute nightmare again in my life. I just was hoping that they would, again, dismiss these charges so I go find my son. I want to know where the hell he is at. This is getting to be, after 8 months, they swapped my house and I've suffered a stroke and loss of vision. Well, not loss of vision, but my eyes all screwed up because of the scar, whatever the flash can cut. I shouldn't even be standing up right now. They're going to go to prison. That man that hit me in the face with that concussion grenade. I'm a prior special weapons and tactics, special reaction team certified. You throw a concussion grenade in the face of somebody is not the design. It's meant to go in a room and concuss the whole room, hit the ground most of the time, and blast everybody and make them stupid. Can't even hardly stand up. Who do we have in here earlier? Somebody came in, they said that, earplugs in will make you pass out, let alone be hit in the face with it. So Father gave me the strength that day. There's no way I should even be standing here. Should be able to articulate 2 sentences. I should have suffered some kind of verbal, obviously. You see my speech get all kind of weird, but obviously my hearing was going nuts, it was doing things. My face is throbbing. I just got hit in the face with a concussion grenade. Talk about concuss. I've had a concussion since that second. They didn't take me to the hospital. It was probably one of the biggest mistakes they made by hitting me in the face, because they said they were in there watching that live stream. So they knew they had hit me in the face with that concussion grenade. And that was totally and then uncalled for. And then to tear gas me with tear gas canisters, 4 or 5 canisters. Well, all I'm pleading to them is just let me get some numbers from my animals, and I'm coming out. I'm not going to do it. And they shot my son with had his hands in the air. You can hear him. What next? And he's giving them, and they still lit him up. The whole war was just a nightmare. And once they go through everybody's body cam and docu cams, it's going to be just, it's filthy. It's a massive, what is called use of force. They overstepped their bounds. They did not try to execute the warrant by knocking on nothing. They came in hot at 45 seconds of only asking my son, Elijah, are you okay? So they went hot and hit me right in the face because they wanted me to come out with a gun. That's what their evidence said of their 2 YouTube. I if backed into a corner, I would strike and I would fight to the death for my son to keep from going to prison. Yeah, that's fine. And that's Father kept me alive. I know that. That's why I feel so blessed to get up every day. And I struggle every day to get up. But you guys are worth it. And I apologize I didn't update everybody, but it was a hard day yesterday. I really wanted to find out and I want to pursue where my son is at. And he'll be okay because I know Father, no matter if they did something, but where is he at? Why would they say he's missing in September when he was there on the phone in October? And then they made me show up in December, summons me in November to a court in December when he went mixing back in September. Guys, their timeline is off, and they've already kidnapped my daughter once, shot my son once, so I'm not trying to overreact. It's hard. I'm struggling every day to get up. I'm really having some physical issues that they're tear gas grenades. They're in the live stream, so you can hear them. They come in the windows. You hear one right away. You see the window bust. I think I say, oh, cuss and say, oh, shit, and say tear gas or something like that. Because I'm a vet, I will get behind and duck and take cover. I don't give a crap. I mean, I don't know how I even got hit in the face and still moved. I should be brain damage. I should have my ear canal should be completely ruptured. I have suffered a stroke. You can see in my eyes hanging down almost an inch now. They used a flashbang grenade that hit me in the face. It didn't. See, I don't think it hit me in the face, but it did. They threw it at my face. Right here. You see it concuss. But anyways, yeah. So whatever, Crow. I don't care what you saw. Everybody, that's why I don't agree with that too. But you can definitely see it concuss right next to my face. So that's not somewhere that it's supposed to be thrown into a room, land on the ground, and then concuss everybody in the room, not right at your face, because you can see it lights up the whole room. The container in the background, there's a tin container, it lights up completely, turns orange if you'll go. Somebody went through and slowed down the whole feed, and they say they see it hit the screen and then hit the side of my face, but I haven't slowed it down. So I don't, all those canisters and stuff, I only found the ones that were behind, wherever that tear gas canister's at, because some of these were behind, like I found the pin for the concussion grenade out there like 6 months later in the bushes. It was sticking in between one of the rabbit brush in there, the pin, and it's a big long pin. I ain't gonna get it, but I have the evidence too. If they've done this, they pump 4 to 5 of these things. You have to have a cleaning company come in and clean your house professionally with one of these. They were never expecting me to come out and they wanted me out of here with a weapon, like their evidence, had gone, there was no violence. Nobody went violent. It was a bunch of nonsense. They're all going to go to prison, as I said, when I walked out of that courtroom, because you don't hit somebody in the face or throw it at their face and concuss next to their face without tearing their eardrum to shreds, them being able to function and still have speech, unless there's some act of God, involved, because I shouldn't even be able to articulate sentences. I should have suffered brain damage. My ear canal should not even function properly right now. If you know anything about your ear canal works and the concussion in my face, and you just see me, I just kind of move away from the side and shut the door. I have no idea how I was able to make it and not fall on the ground and be taken away in a gurney, in a stretcher. And that's probably where they should have sent me, because they tossed, 4 to 5 of these in this house. And all I'm pleading them is, because they called me and said I would come out. I never said I would resist. I never put any kind of opposition. I have the right to know why they're on my property. They busted through all my, this sanctuary, this ministry. They ran through all the fencing. This is a ranch, Silver Rock Ranch out here. Although it's a ministry, I have done, unfortunately I haven't had people to join me. I have Kevin here now, but I used to do a full homestead out here, farm, and it is a farm. It's, High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries, but it's Silver Rock Ranch, and I've done livestock. I say we because it's me and the animals, me and the puppies. My boy over here being with. And there's the other one coming. There's the other one, just always with the dad. So, anyways, he'll try to steal the show, so we won't let him steal the show. But he's my dingo boy, and I love him so single much. So, anyways, after doing this, swatting my house and doing this, it's been 8 months, and they still haven't been able to make one single move on this case, which is insane. So they're all going to go to prison. That man who concussed my face is, going to do probably quite a bit of time. And whoever authorized that throwing of that in my face, see, I don't think, again, they planned on that happening that way. Again, remember, they came without warrant for my daughter and then kidnapped her. So it'll come out in the news that the state of Oregon kidnapped my daughter. It's just going to have to take time. I have to be patient with Father's time and not, like yesterday, I told them to dismiss all these charges. It's been 8 months and they've done nothing. They've been able to not provide counsel. Then my son's attorney, who cannot represent me, represents me again. And I've already made them aware of this. Every time I see him, I remind him that you represented me, my son, and my daughter. You can't do that. You can't have co-counsel. Each defendant has to have a different attorney. So, you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford counsel, attorney, one will be appointed to you. Everybody has to have a different attorney. And here he is 8 months later representing me again. Oh, okay, well, I'll try to find him an attorney. There he is. He's standing in. What doesn't matter. He's a representative. That's illegal. There's so many things in this case that would have this case dismissed. So I'm not concerned about the logistics of the case. I'm a prior PIG in law enforcement, SWAT certified. Again, went through the Highway Patrol Academy in Oklahoma City, where my reconstruction investigation was done there in Oklahoma City. So traffic crash, I have an investigative, background. And so that's probably why my brain at 19 was certified and I reconstruct. Math is kind of a thing with me. And so by the number, step by step, I've produced discovery and thousands of evidence hours now in a Supreme Court case out of this, either by appellate court. If they try to take me to trial, my son has disappeared and didn't even show up to his trial, which is crazy, because I, on this channel, was expecting to talk to him. To put him through a 2-day trial was hilarious, because I had called for my case, because my case is his case. I jumped his evidence. They're trying to throw my son in prison, and I have what is called affirmative defense. That's what I'm asking that cop yesterday, and I got called an asshole by the sheriff, the one, incoming elected sheriff trying to get a job, getting, bootlicking the new chief of finance, incoming, don't even remember his name, some other big bear jamboree, teddy bear, whatever this guy is, and straightening his tie for him, calls me an asshole because I asked him about what the term affirmative defense. Affirmative defense, the legal description definition of affirmative defense is self-defense. Justification justifies my civil and criminal liability. Civil and criminal liability, my actions in a case of justification, my civil and criminal liability, I'm not liable. Under the Constitution, I have that right under criminal prosecution. So it's disgusting what they did yesterday, and I'm just appalled. Yesterday did not turn out at all like I thought. So I'm done. I don't care about anything like this anymore. I'm done. There's just more than that. There was just so many things that be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove, brothers and sisters. Put the wings of an angel. So I'm going to prepare my ship. Okay, you call it whatever it is. My wheels, my wings, my place, my space, my way to go away from idiots that are unprepared and can't fight their way out of a paper bag. And I don't mean fight. I mean by having the knowledge enough to not fight with anybody. So son's at, I'm going to find him. And nothing's going to stop me. And I'm going to find my daughter. And I don't care about some stupid order. Any paperwork doesn't mean crap to me. I'm not paper. He nailed his flesh to a tree for me. So I'm going to continue in my gospel here and continue to teach you that unless you're willing to, put it all in and go all in on this, there's no put the cross down on this. You got to pick it up. You got to suffer. You got to be one of these people that's out there telling people at the end that the king is coming. Hallelujah. Be wise as a serpent, and you have to endure to the end. And whatever means it takes for you to do that, do that. So that's what Father showed me yesterday. Prepare ye the way. Prepare ye the way. Be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. So I'm not going to be told what to do. Nobody's going to tell me. I know Father's watching over me. I don't mean no harm against no man. I could have taken advantage of so many people in my life, but otherwise all people ever do is just run over me. But that's fine. Look, like, what are the courts doing to me right now? This is so not like it's deserving, but it's not even legal. And look what they're doing to my son. And all I'm trying to do, instead of striking back, I'm trying to get people to get away from it, step out of it. And now they've got me trapped in it. I wanted to get the hell away from this, and now I'm still trapped here for another month, February or something. They got another course. So it's like Kevin said yesterday, it's like you're on probation now, and I was like, yes, perfect. You're right. It used to be once a week, but now they don't even want me checking in anymore. This by the next court date. So you're going to do this monthly or something. So I'm tired of this crap, man. I'm tired of this world, and I'm tired of this country, and I'm tired of the people who don't care about Father's word, and I don't have to deal with them. I don't. Father said I don't. Rebuke them, show them to the narrow way, and if they don't want to do it, they're on their own. This takes, you got to put legs on your faith. Faith is a noun. He said, be girded in my service. So that means you actually have to do things. You can't just stand around and be one of these people who just talk about it. There's sayers and there's doers. There's two kinds of people in life, service to self and service to others. So that's what, I've taken care of people my whole life because that's what he made me do. And my whole life gets neglected. I mean, look at what's going on. And it ain't about me with my son right now. I had all the money I needed, all my retirement. I could have bought anything I needed and had this, even when my own son told me to. Instead, I kept the silver and the gold that could have been my retirement and the money I needed to buy the vehicle that I need to outfit right now to get away from mediocrity and just get away from people who don't want to deal with, reality. It's there every day, just like what happened in Canada. With the taking of the Second Amendment items and send them to Ukraine. Trump coming in and say he's going to declare a national emergency. Nobody cares about that. Not in America. They don't care. America's a bad guy. Not in America. America's the good guy in America. So I'm tired of that. I'm so tired of this nation who just doesn't care about the people in this nation. And there's other people who've come here from other nations, but the core, and it's not like I don't, care about the people who've come here too, because many people came here without any nefarious, things to do. They're coming for a better life because they displaced them, because veterans like me have gone around, done sick and disgusting things in other countries so people could supposedly stand on an X here, and wear a face diaper. And this is filthy. This is all gone. There is no America. It's a corporation. So why would I expect anything less yesterday, and then, just the way everything goes, because people are just, like I said, there's sayers and there's doers. So I'm telling you, you better use every second you have right now, not in a panic, slow and smooth, to get where you need to be, to get away from this disgusting, filthy people of this country who don't want to do a rat's crap about standing up to this thing and doing something. Now, if it's getting away from it, that's one way. Do not be in the world, but be not of it. Make it happen. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Stop participating in this stupid system and it would just dry up all on its own. But people don't want to do anything. They just want to stand and talk about it and be talkers, and some of us have been doing this because Father made us this way no matter what. I've been thumping this system and beating it for 30 years. Even when I was in the Army, I was going after stuff in the military that I didn't even think was correct, trying to point out instead, hey, we're all, it's an MP. Hey, we put on our pant legs one leg at a time here. Why is this somebody above? That's not right. We're supposed to be out there, enforcing the law. Why are officers allowed to break the law? Why am I around infused with people who are constantly breaking law, and these are supposed to be law enforcement? I was a red flag, whistleblower in the military as well. I never stop pointing out evil. If I see evil, see people supposed to be the Shem, the Agape. I don't care what it is. You know what? At 17 years old, I joined the military. Still a teenager, still literally a minor child. And so my brain has been wired like this since even before I could even become an adult legally in this country. So I can't change and unwire how I've been from my core. So I'm going to continue to serve this country no matter whether I like it or not. I'm going to serve this community whether they like me or not. I'm going to serve this state whether they keep me here or not. It doesn't matter. They had a SWAT team try to come in and kill me, and I'm still trying to stand up for these people in this state because nobody will be that voice in this community. It sucks because I have pretty much I'm just getting it, Jeff. I'm just getting, I'd recommend a 4Runner or a Toyota, something meek, something modest. Any of those first, second, third generation 4Runners have come way down in price because everything's crashing except for the dollar right now. So, I don't expect anything out of this country, brothers and sisters, because people, I just only don't expect anything, don't deserve anything. I know only few people are going to react right now, and most people are going to get overcome. And I know that. And it's hard to be here, sitting here as this eternal soul, knowing, holding on to this flesh, watching people just stand around and do nothing. And that's what it says in Psalms. The only thing it takes for evil to flourish is for good men to stand around and do nothing. And so it sucks that there's sayers and there's doers, and I've tried to help people out so many times in my life, and it just backfires on me. Like I said, and then people violate my trust, and I that sucks because I'm a giving person. I give my trust so easily, and I shouldn't do that. I've always put my cards on the table kind of person. I have nothing to hide, everybody, like I said, I'm the one who always gets burnt. I help somebody out and somebody turns around and burns me. So just kind of, it's just tough. You don't judge them by their cover, you know them by their fruit. So when something, like I said, when you have, I don't know, just things hit home sometimes, you know what I'm saying, brothers, sisters, it's just flesh is all it is, but Father knows, Father sees all, and he'll pour out a just measure, and he wants everybody to be where they're supposed to be. And I know Father creates all things and writes all things. And so I'm thankful for Shiloh. I'm thankful that there's a life after this life. And although I struggle in this one, that my reward is not here of this earthly things. It's of my the power from above, and not in the sky, but who's in me now, who leads me to do what I do. I'm not, remember, I just wanted to teach the gospel is all I want to do. I wanted to get away from this case, and I don't want this anymore, but Father has me attached to it for some reason. So I got to continue to drive forward here. The timing is everything here, guys, with, Trump coming into office and all these people false hoped, and anybody who thinks that man has anything but a serpent is an enemy of mine. I can't sit there and sup with anybody who thinks that chump has anything to do but destroy and remove the Second Amendment from the American people. And he's part of this big show, and they're all on in it. And I'm not going to get that one wrong. And if I am, then so what? I'll be out in the woods away from you. I don't even want a Second Amendment item. I don't need one to protect myself. The armor of God fights all my battles for me now. Although I've been a vet, I've been a police officer, I could have unalived multiple gentlemen out this property. Instead of doing that, I was a meek man, and Father knows that. Instead, they brought men with guns to kill me. And I'm so thankful that they were unable to do that. If you're a witness, and Father knows this, and I think that's why I'm still here. And that's why I'm able to articulate the gospel, because he wants this gospel. He wants his messengers out there to share the news that the King is coming. Prepare your lamps. Make sure you have extra oil. Your lamp is your body. The eye is the lamp of the body. Get your eye single, brothers, sisters. They don't mix. You can't have dark and light oil in the same vessel. He said the eye is the vessel. The eye is the lamp. And if the eye is filled with light, the whole lamp is filled with light. And if the eye is filled with dark, lukewarm, brothers, sisters, they don't mix. He said they do not. The whole vessel is filled with darkness, and they can't have one upon another, brothers, sisters. It's either light or dark. So you have to make your choice, fight or flight now. This is the time. What are you going to do? What's your backup? Most people have no plan to exit this system. No plan. Don't have a a go bag, don't have a water filter, don't have any of the things to not fight. Instead, they're going to fight people for resources, and they're just sweeping resources away from people right now, providing these ways and avenues to shovel and funnel people, like Executive Order 11004, which will allow them to relocate whole communities and put them into work camps, because they've already done it once. I can only sound that alarm so many times. I sounded that alarm almost 13 years ago, brothers, sisters, and warned you about this. And then I warned you about these coming executive orders, which is not constitutional. There's no such thing as an executive order that is not adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate. Legislated. Executive order, judicial, legislative, and executive are three branches of our government. Unless everything has gone through all three branches, it is not constitutional. And so all these unconstitutional mandates and ordinances and executive orders are not law. They are not law. They are not part of this God-protected Constitution. And so if you do not blood fog, interesting. I didn't watch that. Didn't see Jesse yet this morning. But you have to know your rights to have them, brothers and sisters, or they will take them from you. They will clown you with the big show, making you think that there's all these ordinances, codes, mandates, things that I'm telling you that are not part of this constitutional republic, protected, inalienable, natural, organic state rights, if you will, before the corporation. State, national is under the state before the formation of the corporation called America, which is today. And whether you understand it or not, that is not for me to decide. I've put the evidence out. I've shown you how this corporation was taken over back by taking us off a bimetallic standard was the first destruction of this country, by making it a single standard to control one single metal, one standard of gold. And not bimetallic means both. You know what bi means? Two. So that bi standard would compete against each other. Silver and gold at the time of Christ were valued 1-to-1. They sold Christ for 30 pieces of silver. An ounce of gold would buy you a toga. This is the time at Rome, a steak dinner and a nice bottle of wine, and it always will. I don't care when, where, throughout history, it always will. They're calling this the golden age. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. This isn't the golden age, brothers and sisters. This is the age of the clay. You understand? And they're going to bring in this fake tech, the iron, and it will not cleave with the watery clay. That's what the scripture says. You will not fool the elect, but many will be deceived by this tech and by this AI. But there is no physical Antichrist. There is no physical Israel. There is no physical Jews. It's a spiritual Jew. It's a spiritual Israel. It's a spiritual Antichrist. But that's not what this world thinks. This worldly thinks there's some kind of God in the sky, and there's stuff in the sky. That's just Elon with his payload. Back in the Reagan administration, they called it Star Wars. Now they call it Link. Everything's going to link up the iron will not cleave with the watery clay, Mr. Stinky Muskrat. Starting to come out about Mr. Stinky Muskrat. Even Nate, who is very articulate with how he comes after his recent blogs with Chump and Muskrat, that they're just part of this big show, brothers and sisters, this Operation Popeye that I tell you about. Not one other channel is talking about this pit ritual. As is above, so is below. Dropping things from the sky. Ooh, like a laser light show. Holographic. Robots running around like Chuck E. Cheese. Nothing's new. I got robots running around, 400 plus fake judges in America not operating in an Article 3 court, which is judicial, under the original Title 18 statutes. The only statutes that we follow, brothers and sisters, would be criminal statutes under Title 18. Anything added after that is revised, added to. See, that's what they did. They took an original standard, which was the competing of a bimetallic standard, silver and gold, and removed the silver standard and put us on a single standard. That's it. There's the destruction of America right there. If you know anything economically, that's it. And now they're doing this all illegally. In America, this stuff is supposed to be printed gold and silver without interest by the Treasury, not these central banksters. So Mr. Chump's buddies at Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer and all this gain of function. And all that whole number one paid government official, Dr. Falsey, with all his false narrative and all that, Mr. Obama. You guys, this has been going on for a long time. They are playing the big, long game. And they've got Americans thinking every 30 seconds they change their, their website, like they change their girlfriend or their wife now, or their husband, or their undergarment. It's quite alarming what this nation has become from what the original founding, Constitution protected. House, Congress, and Senate. Now all these things are passed by executive order, ordinances, revised statutes. These are not laws. These are not constitutional, and yet people go by these over and over and over again, these unconstitutional. Lion is up north, where they're under a different, but we're still here because we gave it back to the king, because you might have called it the queen, but the queen is not here. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Get it? Wizard of Oz, ding dong, the wicked witch. Anyways, I was going to make a coin of that. Nobody wanted to do it. I tried at the time when she passed, seeing if somebody would do that, put that on a silver coin with the queen and a hat with the nose. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead when she passed. But anyways, now it's under Charles, maybe soon to be Harry, whatever. This is disgusting, guys. These are purple people eaters. They're all related. There's never been a pretendant that wasn't related to the queen. Okay, whether you say king or queen or not, this serfdom, this system of by executive order is the same thing. Same thing. Executive order means serfdom. Single, ruler, king, queen, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. There we go. So that's what we are here too. So Lion, they did that back in when they turned this into a corporation. So we are the same thing as you. We are the same thing. We have the head and eagle coin. We have the same thing. This is still Rome. Nothing's changed. This is still allegiance to. Remember, we got the Vatican. We got the whole same thing. It's all the big show. It's all the big show. So thank you so much for being a watchful eye and being a king, over this and reigning over this jungle by being the lion, coming in here and showing your fruit by your, not only your name, I see you, it's not just some words on a screen, what I'm saying, like most people are just words, talk, but no action behind their faith, is belief is a verb. So I appreciate you coming in here and knowing that it took time to understand these things, that this is not what the original covenant of the Old Testament covered, and now the new is not. This is not what Father intended. Under this New Testament, we are supposed to be not one upon another, and so serfdom, and this democracy, what I'm saying. There you go, the Lion from the tribe of Judah, Shiloh. Remember, my favorite sign. I mean, I love the Revelation 12 sign so much, but I have just become so much just overwhelmed by the Shiloh sign, because it became, as he destroyed the temple and he destroyed all these physical rituals, destroyed all of that through his prophecies. No stone to be left upon another, not a broken bone in his body, unblemished sacrificial lambs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't do that here, Ross. We know that, right? We're not none of these pagan gods and Janus. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're doing this bird flu crap, guys. That's why eggs are expensive. They're doing another Janus ritual. January, Mr. Chump. 2 jokers in a deck, 2 trumps in a deck, 2 trump cards. The jokers are wild. Remember? 52 pickup, 12 weeks or 12 months in a calendar. No. Stop it. You're being pagan. You're a lunatic. You're going by your orgy calendars. Stop it. And they all know that. They're the ones who twisted the sun god to align with the moon. Orgy, transgender Jesus, baby manger Jesus. So, no, that's not true, Lion. It's not true. Morocco doesn't own. It's not. It's a corporation. It's owned by the banks. That's who owns this. The Queen, the banksters, the purple people eaters. It's not Morocco. So that's not. No, this goes too much forward before. And they'll put little they put little truths out there like this, like little things like that to make you go down the rabbit hole. And yeah, I know you're not, but thank you for speaking up. But at least your uncle was into something. So it looked like he was looking. That's good. He must have had a watchful eye as well. Must have been another lion who was, always keeping watch over the jungle, if you will. He was a lion from tribe of Judah, brothers and sisters. There's a reason that he came out of Judah, why it's so important for me that I'm having this conversation with Lion about Leo, Shiloh, the scepter sign. The scepter shall not depart from Judah till Shiloh returns, proves that he's here now. He's here now. He's here now. He's here now. That's the promise with the fulfillment of the destruction of no stone left upon another. He became the sacrificial lamb. They ate the sacrificial lamb. All sacrifices, all rituals, all dietary laws, all one above another, all pride, all this war, all this my ruling class, my heavens, nope, not under this covenant. He said, not one upon another. A dose. And that's the destruction of the physical temple. Now our body's a temple. To understand this, to be given this gift of this busos, this understanding of how this, all is part of where we're tested by Shiloh when he returns, to be given our new bodies, in which I've now discovered our new bodies are without flesh, because he takes the darkness from this place. But I don't want to speak out of line. We'll see. Nobody will know my Shem. He said, when I return, I'll make a new Shem, a new Agape. So I study this book like a freaking maniac, always keeping a watchful eye. And if he said that the scepter shall not depart from Judah, well, that was Leo. That is Shiloh in the heavens. That is Leo the lion. He was the lion from the house of David. He sprang out of Judah. He was the lion from a tribe of Judah. So the scepter sign is the most beautiful sign to be, a second time, count two, as it moved towards the Shiloh sign first in Revelation 12. You know what I'm saying? Sign, it passed that and made a count two sign of the scepter sign. Guys, I've put that out on this channel. Do you realize Jupiter moving into opposition was what they saw? The Magi, they continue to watch. Count one was the star of Bethlehem, because he was from Bethlehem. He sprang out of Judah. He was from the house of David. He was my love, Shiloh. The scepter shall not depart from Judah till Shiloh returns. Shiloh is Leo. Shiloh is the lion. He is many, but he is the celestial sign, as Leo is the scepter sign, because the scepter is the one who holds the inheritance. There's a reason why the king, the lion, is the king of the jungle. There's a reason why Disney does that. They're mocking Christ. There's a reason why they made the movie The Lion King. If you know Scripture, you know they put Scripture in everything. Animatronics, cartoon, Disneyland, television, radio, music, it's all throughout Scripture. 99% of what they do, it's the beast mocking religious idiots with biblical reference in 99% of what they see, but they don't have the word written on their heart, so they don't see it. Because I see it in almost everything they do. They put Scripture in everything. Almost every movie, every commercial, every radio, every television has some kind of biblical reference to it. It's just not written on your heart, so you don't see it that way. He didn't give you the eye. There has not been a revelation, a lifting of the veil, a removal of the scales is what it says from their eyes. I will not, many are called, but few are chosen to have their eyes revealed. The scales, it falls on deaf ears. So they don't see these things, brothers and sisters. They're living in a whole different realm because they've fallen under idolatry. Their eyes are deceiving them. That thief that hangs on that cross, right, is you. Those two thieves, those two witnesses that he's talking about, that's these two eyes that will steal your crown. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. That's what that is talking about. Your crown. Your crown is Shiloh. Shiloh is the one who holds the inheritance to the church. He is the king. It is not Father anymore who will judge you. This is what you better get by this teaching in this lesson, that Shiloh is, he stands in before as our mediator before Father. Says, no, Father, I already paid for them, paid for their sins, and these are mine, Father. We will be together as one body, the Father, the Son, the Ruach HaKodesh that reigns within you, Christ in you, brothers and sisters. He will never leave you. He is here with us now. He is here. Your body is a temple. He destroyed the physical temple. Not one stone left upon another. He is here now. That's all been fulfilled. Your body is a temple. That's why he paid in blood to fulfill the testament of this living will, that we live by faith. And faith alone is how we were saved, by salvation. And we have to endure to the end to be saved. So it doesn't matter if these cop-suckers hit me in the face with a concussion grenade. No matter what they try to do to me, I'm going to keep going. No matter how hard they make it, Father's going to test me. But my treasure is not of these worldly things. It is after Shiloh returns. So I can be with Father and Shiloh, not with this flesh. I don't want this flesh anymore. But he makes me stay imprisoned in it. And I have to fight it every day. That's what Paul said. Circumcise the flesh, cut it off. He speaks through all his apostles. Matthew, take up your cross daily. Deny yourself. Deny yourself. Take up your cross and follow after me. Do what I did. Stand up to the perverted law. Stand up to the perversion of the agape. Although I have a better understanding than some, no, not better, just more well-studied than most. And there's another man that is much more well-studied than me, and that's why I constantly refer you to him. He don't have the drama in his life that I do. I have a lot of things going on, but he doesn't stand against the state of Oregon. He doesn't stand against the U.S. government. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, crossbar yoke. So don't be hung, right? Let him be hung. He's the one hung for you. Don't take your crown. Let no man take your crown. That is when he returns. That is your crown. Okay, that is why he is the king. He is the lion. Yes, thank you so much for spending all the extra time here, Lion. Go do your thing, whatever you're doing. Please, Father, if it's your will, provide a way for Lion to have that lion with wings. That Toyota, good stuff. Thank you for being a testimony and hearing a testament to perseverance and endurance. I know all of us struggle in our own way up there to the north, man. What a freaking insane thing to hear that Trudeau's standing down. That's so epic, guys. That's so knock it out of the park. So far beyond anything I could have ever imagined. And it does make sense, cool, nice. Yeah, we got to get that 4x, guys. Get that 4x Toyota so you can get away. Guys, I'm going to have to, actually, because I'm running a backup light right now. All my system died. It's been a little, whatever, one after the other out here. My second battery now just took a complete crap. I tried to charge it with my generator and it's having an issue. And then I tried to charge it with my truck and it's having an issue. So I'm using generator and I need to go put some more fuel in the generator. So you'll have to give me a minute so we can keep this live stream going. I want to keep live streaming here a little bit longer and keep talking about this exit plan and how we need to be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. You're going to fight or you're going to flight. You got to have one or two modes. What is your mode? Mine is flight. Oh, you don't want to fight, Tracy? I do that here. Father fights all my battles with the word. He fights my flesh for me. He fought whatever that force he put over my body that day to keep me standing upright so I can still teach this gospel is enough to get up and fight it every day. I shouldn't be standing here and to be able to articulate sentences. I should have suffered some kind of brain damage that day. There's no way you throw a concussion grenade and it hit and explode, whether it hit the screen, exploded right next to my face, that I should even have hearing in my right ear. Although, again, I have suffered tremendously from my lungs are shot. I don't have the same lungs. You're not supposed to breathe tear gas for a month. You're not supposed to breathe 5 tear gas canners. So, yeah, I had wind, but my wind turbine blew off one day. You can hear it in the live stream. It just came apart. Bolts and everything all gone. Father just beats the snot out of me, and I don't have the extra 300 some bucks right now. So I'm okay. I don't care about any of that more right now. All I'm trying to do now, and Father showed me very clear this morning, the reason why I'm not getting anywhere, it was on the live stream, Jeff. I'm serious. We're just sitting here on the live stream, and all of a sudden, like some kind of, like, and then tink, 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 tink. That was actually the tink, tink, tink was I had literally a come along. even though four all perfectly high grade bolts, I went and bought the most expensive bolts and lock washers, long bolts, long, all the lock washer all the way up there, right? And this was two piece together the way I had it built, so it can stay and swivel. And then I had it all bolted down. That thing came something had to hit that thing, undo the ratchet. That means it had to, and then do two things to get that ratchet strap to come down, undo all four high grade lock washer bolts, and send that wind turbine straight up into the air. Now, I didn't see it, but it had to, because that's that ding, 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 ding. We heard it because once I had it all wafered together, we get strong winds. But I mean, I did a big, thick, high grade plate. This, if you've ever seen my wind turbine, it's overbuilt. It's way, way, way overbuilt. But whatever, I do that sometimes. I have to. It's a big metal plate. There's a plate on my, on everything I built. High grade plates, high grade bolts through everything, because it's gonna be there. I don't want to do it again. I was taught by my father to kind of overbuild. Not by my father, by my dad. That's how we did things. A lot of things were just overbuilt to have that peace of mind. So, and then once I ratchet strapped down, I know, because the wind would get it to kind of go like this a little bit, but it would never really move it, not that much. And it would, it would blow so hard. Whatever that day lifted that wind turbine up. And then when I went out, because I didn't know what that was. And then on the live stream, Jeff, later, like a minute later, you can hear, if you go watch the live stream, I need to pull it out and tag it and put it into the bank, just because there's some pretty unique things that happen even at this ministry, just unexplainable. But we had probably about 30 people, I think, maybe in the live stream or something that happened, because it just all of a sudden, it's like this weird energy, and then ding, 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 ding. I was like, you guys hear that or what? Because it was kind of loud, and that was it was so crazy too, because the come along was only 3 feet maybe, because I had it down a rung of thing. This come along is like 8 feet out, 10 feet out down the thing. How did that stretch all the way out too? How did that stretch all the way out? So I went out the next day and I saw all the wires, because it has multiple wires coming out. It has 3 wires coming out of the cable. They were all, that's what led me to know that it went up. They were all pointed straight up. They were all pointed straight up. Straight up. Those wires were pointed straight up. So whatever it did, it lifted up. You know what I'm saying? Those wires were still up. And then I looked down on my fin and I saw my turbine. I didn't know what it was. And I was having some issue with power, and I didn't quite figure it out, because that was just the next day. And it went down there. My wind turbine's all just in pieces. I showed a lot in the live stream. It broke the blades, and I don't think it's going to operate. It did operate flawlessly though. Picasola, 400 watt. I bought it off of Bezos. I don't like participating in that, but sometimes you got to give unto Caesar. And it worked miraculously. It's hooked up to that is my solar, but that's not working anymore. So it's about $300 or $400, and it did work for years. I don't know what happened that day. So after that ding, 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 whatever that came down, then I'm telling you, there was an interval. There was an audible noise that they could hear on the live stream. And it wasn't so much audible as it was so physical. And it wasn't so much physical that it was audible. You see what I'm saying? It was somewhere in between. And it buzzed this whole, you could hear this on the live stream too, Jeff. You could hear this on the live stream. Like, do you guys hear that? Because they heard it, and they're like, do you guys, because it was like almost about a minute after that. I'm sitting there and I felt this weird energy or whatever. And all of a sudden, and I'm telling you, it was massive, massive, massive. Like, I'm a vet, guys. I've been around a lot of explosions. I just told you I had a concussion grenade go off my face. I shouldn't even be able to talk. Whatever happened on the stream is so weird, because it wasn't audible and it wasn't physical, but you could hear it. But it wasn't audible and it wasn't physical, but you could feel it. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it was some kind of energy wave, something, and you could definitely hear it though, because I asked them, can you guys hear that? And it was making an audible noise, which is a kind of a very different noise. Because I was asking them, something was weird, man. I'm telling you, it was something that I've never experienced. Again, because I've been around, I'm a vet, and I've been around a lot of concussions and things like that, and weaponry. I've been not in the infantry. I mean, it was at Fort Sill. That's home of the field artillery, cannon cockers. I mean, I've been around, there's been around some of the biggest ordinances. It was audible, but it was physical, and it wasn't. It wasn't just here. It was like this whole area, guys. It wasn't just here. I'm telling you, I knew whatever it was. There we go. It was like a vibration. That's what I'm saying. It was like a vibration. It was very, but man, it was intense, man. It was wandering Jews in the desert. It was tabernacles, baby. All right, let me go throw some fuel in this generator so we can we'll keep going. But I wish I didn't have to pay for fuel, guys, because when I had that wind generator, I didn't use that generator for almost 3 years. And that's how efficient it is. And I burn $4 or $5 of fuel, a gallon every time I do a live stream sometimes. But you guys are worth it. It doesn't matter. It's not about money, but I do need to keep the power going because my backup light on my other battery, I've lost 2 batteries now, actually 3 batteries in the last few months. So I don't have any more backup batteries. So I have to pull the generator to keep even the lights going, and I'm still charging the battery at the same time. So if anybody wants to leave a Cash App, not that you don't feel sorry for me or whatever, it is what it is, or don't feel sorry, but there's a Cash App link in the bio and a PayPal, you could pay for it, but I'm trying to make some changes too. I want to talk about when I get back in here in the room about what I'm doing and where I'm going with this. Father showed me something huge, massive yesterday that I've already kind of seen, and I want to continue to stay on this. There's just no way that I'm going to, there's too many things that happened to me yesterday that I want to talk about. I don't like how Father does things to me, and I can't change it. I don't like yesterday was a horrible, 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 one of the worst days ever in my life, man. Really was. It was just a bad, bad day, but I'm thankful to still be here and still be standing and to be talking to you today. I didn't come on live last night, which I probably should have, to update everybody, because I know like Lady in Red even just wasn't into it, guys. I'm not feeling this world anymore. I really am just, yeah, yesterday was a bad day, man. I don't like when this world and people and things burn me and do, I'm a very, I don't know. I got to stop trying to help people and help myself more often. And maybe things in my life would change. That's what kind of Father's showing me. It's been an issue since I was young. That's why part of the reason why I joined the military at 17, because everybody told me to stop trying to help everybody else, Tracy. Look, I helped my son, and then I ended up getting all my retirement stolen from me, all my silver and all my gold gone, and my dog got taken from me for a long time. I could get, and I'm still suffering over something my son did. I don't have to be doing any of this in my life right now. It wouldn't be happening anyway if I wasn't trying to help my son and help my country and help other people. If I just focus on me, I could have so much more done. So, got to stop trying to help people like this. I'll help the ministry, and I help people who want to help themselves, but I don't want to help anybody who don't want to help themselves. I'm so tired of this getting burnt and watching people just entertain themselves. There's, like I said, there's sayers and there's doers. I know that I'll be one that stood up for this country, stood up for the state that I'm living in, stood up for the county that I live in, where I bought land. And but yeah, I don't care about none of that anymore. I want to know where my son's at, and if Father doesn't let me know, I'm all right with that too. But I gotta ride this out with people who want to listen to and do things and do them daily. It's it's a daily walk. You can't miss a beat anymore. You can't miss a single stroke or a jot or a tittle. You got to get it right. Although we might falter, you can't. It's a daily struggle, and no matter how hard he makes it, you got to continue to endure to the end, because that's what salvation is about. That's what the word sozo, it means to be carried and lifted, picked up, and brought to an ending point, healed. And so I know he'll keep carrying me, because this vessel just does not want to get up and do this anymore, guys. I just, like I said yesterday, just floored me. And so I tried to come in last night, but I sat here and just supped with Father, and then he kind of just made me comfortably numb, where I just, I'm saying, I sit up and I get tired. When I lay down, I just pass out. So I got that head nod, and I just kind of passed out for a couple hours. And by the time I got up, I was just too tired to come on, and I was just what had happened to me yesterday. It was just, like I said, there was a couple of things I don't want to discuss here, but just I don't know. Like I said, I know every time that I try to help somebody out, it normally backfires in my face. So people will show me. Like I said, I'll see it by their fruit, by their actions and not by their words and not by anything else. So I am thankful, so thankful. Father sent Kevin here to be a witness yesterday, and Kevin's he's paying attention. Although um, people might think that the things he talks about are um, he just knows about a lot of the things that are going on, that they're doing to us, and nobody wants to talk about, like all this spraying and all this nanotechnology and all this stuff people want to, we're just breathing this stuff. They say we're like a certain amount of plastic now because of all this stuff that's in the air, and it's just ridiculous. So I'm so thankful for Father that sent Kevin and Shiloh to be a witness yesterday for my struggle and stuff, and kind of witness just what happened, and sees why I might be responding in the way that I am right now. But you know, it is what it is. You know, Father does all these things, and I know he does all these things for a reason. So he's showing me something very clear. I need to focus on myself first, get my things taken care of, and then I know my nature. I'll always go back to helping people. I just can't help who I am. He made me that way. Like I told you, brothers and sisters, there's two kinds of beings on this earth: service to self and service to others. So, um, yeah, you got to pick one or the other. I mean, some people, what do you only care about the homeless on, Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff? One of those type of people or something, it's ridiculous how people come and go and blow with the wind when they want to apply themselves. But if you understood that we're at war right now, and I'm not going to sit there and argue with anybody about that for sure. I'm a veteran. I've studied war. I was a military police. I know war better than any other military skill identifier. They're the first ones to come into the battle and prepare, and Cab Scouts and you know um, military intelligence and Marines and tip of the spear, and then POWs, first ones in the battle, last ones to leave us. War's understanding. I live in the war machine. So I'm getting tired of this country, and it's an annihilation of all these people's rights, even within its own country. And it's just hard to watch, and even my rights. I'm a veteran. I stand for these people's rights, and what they did to me yesterday as a veteran. And I told that, Dave Vandenberg, so you're going to continue to trample on my Sixth Amendment right? Yes, we are. So they just don't care about the Constitution anymore. And I'm a veteran, I've defended the rights of the people in this country, and they turn around and treat a veteran like me like this for standing up for my son. And I have all the evidence. And that's what I said. I'm going to stand up and go leave when I said this, because that's what I said. But before I walked out of that courtroom, I wouldn't sit down, because I don't sit down in their chair. Um, as soon as I document my son's 180 hours, Elijah Werner's 180 hours, you're all going to prison. So. That time, huh? Uh-oh, we lose our light. Lost our light here. So you guys are in the dark. Let's see if I can find my... Where is the switch? There we go. All right, give me a minute. I have to feed my mules here and take care of my... You guys ready for some breakfast? You ready for some breakfast? You guys are good guys. Hi, little girl. Little kitty girl. Decide to come down for some breakfast? Are you laying in dad's bed? Are you laying in dad's bed? Oh, little girl. No matter pants. For the dog. Mr. Pants. Kitten. The kittens eat as much as the boys. Yes, they do. Kittens are always hungry. Come on, Jennifer girl. Come on. Come on, girl. Bad boy. There she's big Tanner boy. Mr. Kitten boy, big kitten boy. He's got the doggies first. Doggies first. Good job, babe. Mr. Tanner boy. copy is. I don't know where my copy is. All right, I appreciate you guys hanging out and trying to get these animals fed. It's about animal feeding time out here in the desert. Check the wood stove here. No, have about time to reload this fire. Uh-oh, should turn it blue. Turn the blue. Keep the fire going. I should probably get my butt off here to get to finishing up what I need to do too. What time is it? 7:20. Okay. Hey guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I appreciate it. I'll come back on. Want to give a little update. I didn't have a chance to do that last night. I do apologize for not getting in here and do that. Do appreciate everybody came on to this High Desert Faith and Truth live stream here. Another broadcast. Hope you're putting your wings, getting your wings, fight or flight. There's two modes. You have to pick one or the other. If you don't have a flight mode, then you're probably going to end up fighting people for resources and things like that. So prepare either way. Narrow is the way. Narrow is the path. Broad is the way in the big cities with all your big wide roads. Narrow is like blazing your own trail. So hope you have a way to blaze your own trail and get away from chaos and not be fighting people for resources when you could have your skill set up and be out somewhere away from people where there's more abundant resources in more of a nature type setting. Although it's not easy to do, if you get skill set is up, you can sustain. And if you have backup too, you can pad your preps and keep what you have and try to add to is, there's ways to prepare and do things like that. So get prepared, be wise. I'll be back again, Father willing, and his writing. I'll see you guys again. Appreciate if you'd leave a comment after this live stream on the video if you're watching it, and hit that thumbs up. That helps the algorithm a little bit so people continue to get their notifications or whatever. And if you want to leave a donation via monetary, there's some ways to do that in the description or the bio. And if not, your comment and your the time is more valuable to me than anything monetary, because we only get time by the second and you can't get it back. It just keeps ticking away. So TikTok, what are you doing with your time? Be wise and use it, please, to the best of your ability. Be a good steward of your time. But most importantly, be a good steward of the word. All right. Always agape and much phileo. I'll see you guys again. Hopefully again soon. All right. Welcome to the new age. Welcome to the age of understanding. They're going to keep pulling these eye rituals on you. I hope you have eyes to see. They got the big one coming. The big Popeye, Operation Love Boat, Operation Fantasy Island coming to your eyes in the skies soon. So be ready. Don't be deceived by this stuff over your head. There's nothing over your head, brothers and sisters. That's all Fantasy Island. The boss, the plane, boss, the plane. They're going to keep doing these air rituals. That's why you're having these bird price eggs, bird flu, all this. This is the honest. This is the month of January. I hope you see what they're doing. They're doing it all by the script, brothers and sisters. I hope you're feeling your portion of the scripture. I hope you're a living testament in this age that I've told you that we live in, the age of Aquarius now, the age of air. That's why they keep gaslighting you with these satanic occult rituals they keep performing. Drones and balloons and bird flu, and it's all part of the ritual. I hope you're seeing what they're doing and you're getting your spiritual house and ready so you won't be deceived by any of these worldly rituals that they're about to. The big pit ritual is coming. So I hope you're ready for it. Remember, God Father didn't create aliens anywhere in Scripture, but this whole world sure seems to think that, and they think heaven's above their head. So they're about ready to be deceived, and I won't. It says the elect will not be deceived. Okay? So please study the word. It'll be the armor that you need during that day. Nothing else will make you survive. Just like that day that they swatted me and hit me in the face. I don't even believe I should be here. But I think by the will of the Father, I'm still here to continue to teach this gospel and do what it is that I need to do. So
I got to go. I got to prepare my house. I'd love to stay in here all day with you guys, but I'm burning fuel that I really don't have right now at this point. Um, and because I got to get some more. I just actually poured the last of it in the tank. I went out there and it died at the same time. Talk about good timing. Normally my timing's really off. So thanks for coming in, Q, and everybody else that's come in and taking their tithe of the time to spend it here. Again, you could be on any other platform. You know what I'm saying? Christ in you. Christ in you. Your body's a temple. Please get your spiritual house ready before all things. These worldly things, although they're a struggle, we will prepare this house, this vessel, to do the things. Again, he gave extra, there was extra fish and extra bread, and I'm sure that's because he knew where the resources would be abundant. He can perform things that people would never even understand how he'd be able to provide. So I hope you're the one there being able to lift somebody up, service to self, and lift that other person up, because they both win, brothers and sisters. This person that's being lifted up is being lifted, and this person, God loves charity. He does. Not to boast and go, don't tell anybody you're doing it, but this is what God loves. This is what he absolutely. So be charitable today too, and with Father, go do what it is that he's asking you to do. Give that light to others and put the narrow way on them. If they're in the broad way, show them the narrow way, and then turn away from them after 2 times. Rebuke them, brothers and sisters. That you don't have to sit there and sup with vipers. So thank you for being the body and being a continual coming back to fellowship here at High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries. Again, welcome to the last age. Not the last age, but the last book. Okay. And we are in that book of Revelation. We are in the age of Aquarius. Fire, water, air. We made it. Welcome to the new age, where we're going to, the crowning of the throne of God will be done in the sky. And that's not above your head. Much agape again. Welcome to the age of Aquarius. I am Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.